The call came at 2:17 a.m. She thought I was asleep. Her voice was silk, low, careful. "I miss you too," she whispered. "Same hotel, Friday." I kept my breathing steady. Engineer's hands, engineer's salary, engineer's life. That's what she believed I was. Through half-closed eyes, I watched her silhouette by the window. The city lights carved her into something sharp and unfamiliar. She laughed softly. Not the laugh she used with me. This one had hunger in it. A pause. Then, he suspects nothing. My chest tightened. Not from pain, from confirmation. I had built companies from code written in silence. I knew patterns. I knew inconsistencies. I knew when something elegant hid corruption beneath its surface. For months, she had been dressing differently on business trips. Luxury perfumes, subtle jewelry, phone face down at dinner. I never asked. I observe. When she slid back into bed, she kissed my shoulder. "Long day tomorrow," she murmured. I almost smiled. Yes, it would be. Her trips became frequent. Geneva, Dubai, Singapore. 5-star hotels, private lounges, spa reservations for 2. I know because I paid for them. Not through our joint account. Through a secondary corporate card she thought was linked to a subsidiary, engineering firm. She believed I was a senior systems engineer, stable, comfortable, replaceable. She never asked how an engineer cleared regulatory approvals in 3 continents, or why CEOs returned my calls at midnight. She never looked past what was convenient. The first time I saw the hotel footage, I didn't feel rage. I felt precision. There she was, entering the presidential suite of a luxury hotel, with a man whose face I already recognized. Victor Hale, competitor, CEO of a technology conglomerate that had been attempting to replicate my encryption architecture for years. He kissed her in the lobby elevator, casual, practiced. She leaned into him like she belonged there. I paused the footage. Zoomed in. Her hand slipped a flash drive from her purse into his jacket pocket. That's when the betrayal shifted. This wasn't just infidelity. This was corporate espionage. My wife wasn't chasing love. She was selling me. I leaned back in my chair and exhaled slowly. The board believed only 3 executives had access to the prototype files. They were wrong. I had allowed a 4th, her, because trust feels efficient, until it isn't. I didn't confront her. I scheduled dinner reservations instead. I sent flowers to her office. I asked about her trips with mild curiosity. "Product testing," she would say lightly. I nodded. I began rerouting sensitive data through decoy servers. Files she could access were no longer real. They were bait, embedded with traceable digital signatures. Every download, logged. Every transfer, tagged. Within weeks, Victor's company filed patents, astonishingly similar to my compromised prototypes. The board panicked. Stock analysts speculated. I said nothing. Behind closed doors, I coordinated with federal authorities, quietly, methodically. When digital fingerprints led directly from my home, network to offshore accounts tied to Victor's corporation, the case built itself. I watched her pack for another conference. Red dress, gold heels. "You work too much," she said, smiling. "You should enjoy life." I almost laughed. She had no idea what I owned. Not just the company, the narrative. Meanwhile, a different betrayal brewed in the background. My daughter-in-law called the week before Thanksgiving. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes," she shouted over the phone. I could hear relatives laughing. They thought I was the modest, slightly dull engineer in the family. The quiet one. I replied, "Enjoy." Then I sent nothing more. But that evening, I authorized a publication release. A lifestyle feature. My villa in Switzerland. Glass walls overlooking Lake Geneva. Private helipad. Marble floors imported from Carrara. The article went live the next morning. My phone rang 71 times. I didn't answer. The arrest happened on a Tuesday. She had just returned from Zurich. She walked into our kitchen humming. 2 federal agents followed her inside. "Mrs. Hale," she froze. Confusion first, then calculation. They presented the warrant. Charges, theft of trade secrets, conspiracy, corporate espionage. She looked at me. Finally looked at me. "What is this?" she demanded. I met her gaze. Calm. "It's the consequence." Her face drained of color. Victor had already been detained hours earlier. His devices seized. His accounts frozen. The digital trail was immaculate, because I designed it that way. I did this for us, she whispered. No, she did it for ambition. For luxury she thought I couldn't provide. She thought she married small. She never imagined she had married the architect. As they placed cuffs around her wrists, she searched my expression for something. Anger, grief, a plea. I gave her nothing. At the arraignment, the courtroom buzzed. Media cameras lined the hallway. Reporters finally learned the truth, that I wasn't a mid-level engineer. I was the founder and sole, majority owner of a $3 billion cybersecurity empire. I had concealed my position deliberately. I wanted authenticity. Instead, I found greed. When my daughter-in-law saw the headlines, she called again. 71 missed calls became 1 voicemail. We didn't know, she said shakily. Please come for Christmas. I deleted it. In court, my wife avoided my eyes. Her attorney argued manipulation, emotional distress, marital breakdown. I testified with clinical clarity. Dates, transfers, IP logs. Meeting times at luxury hotels. No raised voice. No theatrics, just facts. The judge denied bail. As she was led away, she finally spoke. You ruined me. I held her gaze for the first time since the arrest. You did that yourself. The house feels quieter now. Cleaner. I walk through rooms we once shared and feel space. Not loss. Space. I sold the marital home. Donated the proceeds from her asset liquidation to a foundation funding ethical tech research. Control restored. Not through fury. Through patience. Through strategy. From the balcony of my Swiss villa, I watch snow settle across the mountains. The lake below remains perfectly still. Stillness is power. People underestimated me because I allowed them to. They mistook silence for weakness, modesty for mediocrity, love for blindness. They were wrong. I didn't crush her with rage. I dismantled her with truth. And now, I build alone.